Here's the first big story from Newsweek. Donald Trump labeled a flight risk after saying FBI took his passports. Newsweek reports Trump wrote in a post on his Truth Social platform that the FBI stole the passports, one of which he said was expired during the search on August 8th. This is an assault on a political opponent at a level never seen before in our country. Third world, he wrote. While Trump did not offer any details on why the FBI may have wanted the passports, some Twitter users suggested that it was because the ex-president was viewed as a flight risk. Attorney Seth Abramson wrote in a Twitter thread on Monday that if the news was true, the FBI is acknowledging what I've long said, this is a quote, which is that as a factual matter, Trump is a flight risk. And I just got to point out, perhaps it was the giant 757 with Trump's name on it that made them concerned Trump might be able to leave the country. But I also want to add just very, very quickly as well, for you guys, you know, people like Trump don't live the way we live. All right. Donald Trump does not need a passport. Donald Trump is a billionaire. Donald Trump makes a phone call. Actually, Donald Trump probably doesn't make a phone call. When he charters his flights, his people probably call the people of the country he's going to, and they don't need to verify Donald Trump's identity. And the amount of money that he has and investments in many of these countries, they're going to roll out the red carpet for him. People don't realize this stuff. So I'm wondering why this happened. And of course, there's some speculation, maybe that in the documents they grabbed, they didn't realize that a box had Trump's passports in it or something. But I'm just not giving the benefit of the doubt to the FBI. I think they took his passports. I think their only option now is to lean into, if you're going after the king, you can't miss. And so earlier today, I said I didn't think that they would indict him. With the information coming out now that they plan on releasing more information about these affidavits, I'm starting to lean the other direction. I think they might have no choice. But again, man, I really don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It bothers me that the DOJ is like, we oppose releasing the affidavit after they claim that they were going to promote transparency. I mean, you can't really have it both ways. They're citing national security concerns, but again, it seems like everything is lined up. They just don't want to admit what they're doing.
And don't you have to be charged with something before you become a flight risk? I mean, they haven't really formally charged him with something.
I mean, look, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a criminal lawyer, but I have watched Law and Order.
Oh, yeah.
Okay
then.
The best legal
I've been in a lot of
education.
TV
Give
shows.
it to us straight.
Exactly.
No, I'm pretty sure you can be instructed not to leave during an investigation.
But they didn't even do that.
But they didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
what I
right,
mean.
right.
It's like I don't know how you can declare somebody a flight risk if you haven't been charged with anything. What's he
That's a good
running
point.
from?
Yeah.
But I think he's just, I mean, Trump said he was declared a flight risk, right?
Well, no. People on social media are saying this.
Right.
And this
It's
is...
just-
So it was nothing formal. It's just the fact that they are they're
Oh, they
prohibiting
must
him from
have taken
leaving.
it because that's what
They
they're
can't
just,
declare him one officially. They're just taking
Right.
away his ability to leave
Yeah.
theoretically.
But they're not really.
Yeah.
Donald Trump can call Saudi Arabia and be like, listen, I'm coming in, roll out the red carpet, and they're going to do it.
They're like, sure,
They're
we'll
going to
see
be
what-
like,
bringing a very nice plane. It's one of the best planes.
That's fine.
we'll get you on it, I'll get you drinks. So the question is, this is what's tough. The FBI didn't announce criminal charges. They're going to be releasing more information. They're saying that he's under a criminal investigation for obstruction of justice and the Espionage Act. So I would say, yeah, the FBI can't declare him, or maybe they can't formally seize his passports, so they just sort of took him.
They accidentally took them in the raid.
Yeah, oops.
Who
now
knows?
you can't leave.
We had no idea they were in that box that we specifically put them in.
What is this obstruction of justice for what?
I guess it's this January 6th? I don't know. The Espionage Act is related to the National Archives.
Well,
the
they're
withholding of documents.
It might be the classified document thing, right? That they say he has all these classified documents, which he says he declassified, which he could declassify.
Simply
And
by
so-
saying it.
Yeah, just by saying they were declassified.
I watched a video earlier with Comey talking with Hillary Clinton, just superimposed, juxtaposed to each other, where he's saying in her emails we found 30 plus 110 classified pieces of information in her Gmail account. I think it was all in her Gmail account, saying it shouldn't have been in a Gmail account.
It was on a private server in her house.
Private Hillary Clinton server had 110 classified documents.
Out of 30,000 public records that she did not have the legal authority to destroy.
So we'll keep that in mind.
Her
That she
people
had
destroyed.
classified documents in
Yes.
her personal server. So let's just keep that in mind. I want to keep that in mind when we're talking about Trump.
And she's not a president. She was
wasn't.
Secretary of State,
Yeah.
which does not have unilateral declassification powers.
Right.
So here's what I try to explain to people. Imagine you're the president and you're going to negotiate with Gorbachev about nuclear armaments. And you sit down and you say, look, we know you got missiles in Turkey and you got to move those. And then he goes, okay, well then what about your missiles that you have placed in around us? Oh, I can't talk about that. They're classified. Sorry, I have no idea. That's insane. Of course the president can decide to tell an enemy about our weapons. He's commander in chief. He has to be able to negotiate that. It would be insane to us and be like, let me get back to you and see if I can get the bureaucrats to determine if I, the president, have the authority to negotiate armaments.
That's what would be happening with Biden right now. I don't think that they are used to
that's what
you can't let Biden make it.
Biden probably doesn't know anything about the nuclear codes, but that's because they can't, trust him, and they're not willing to admit that. Where I think you're totally right. There's no way for Trump to have been as an effective leader as he was without anything to negotiate with. It doesn't make any sense.
But all presidents. Every single one of them. Yes. Now, again, I'm seeing these memes go around where it's like there was one meme of like a little girl and she's got like a shocked look on her face. And it's like, if you chanted lock her up over Hillary's emails and now you are defending Trump, let's just admit it was never really about the emails. And then I'm like, I'm gonna respond on Facebook because I waste time trolling sometimes, or I should say trolling. And I just responded with very matter of fact, sorted PolitiFact, several sources said Hillary Clinton had 110 confidential emails on a private server, and they politely investigated and then said there was no intent. Have a nice day, even though she was Secretary of State with no declassification power. Donald Trump, after Kevin Kleinsmith was sentenced to probation for fabricating evidence to justify spying on the president, you can't expect me to believe that Trump has done something wrong. No, the benefit of the doubt is gone, and you need to prove you had a legitimate reason to do this. But still, Donald Trump as the president has broad declassification powers, so I just don't see anything here. Not to mention, the warrant for the search of Trump's home said from the first day of his presidency to the last day of his presidency. How is that constitutional? The Fourth Amendment, it prohibits, unreasonable search and seizure. You need to be able to be like, we believe you have this document that says this thing, and we're going to prove it. Instead, they're just like, I'll take it all. Every single thing you got. And then an Epstein judge signed off on it. How about that? I'm sorry, a judge who had been a lawyer defending Epstein's lieutenants.
Totally
want to make sure I'm being clear on that one because it's actually worse than saying an
so
Epstein
much
judge.
worse.
Yeah.
So bad.
I didn't know Epstein had lieutenants. Who are they?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
My friend Larry Correa, who's an author, he said, if I'd put that in a book, that the judge who signed this affidavit worked for Epstein, people would say, oh, come on.
The editors would reject it and be like, it's a little too much. We can't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever.
Well, and there are so many outlets that are like, we're just going to skip reporting that. We don't want to mention it because it starts to sound as sketchy as it really is.
Yeah.
That's a really crazy story, right? It's all, there's a bunch of viral memes. Viva Fry, I think, posted this. It's a montage, or is it a mural?
Yeah, it's a mural. It's whatever.
Mural? It's not really a mural, I guess. It's a montage of
pictures.
All of these verified individuals saying that they've gotten COVID and they're so grateful to be vaccinated and protected. Now, I'm not going to comment on the COVID nonsense. The CDC put out guidelines saying that their policies now for the unvaccinated and vaccinated are the same or whatever. Right. I'm not here to comment on that. I'm here to comment on the identical posting of all of these people around the world. Makes me feel like there's like one guy behind all the accounts just copy and pasting everything. And then I saw that and I was like, when you guys ever see that video that Deadspin put together where all of the news anchors are saying the exact same thing?
Yeah.
It just feels like that. It's like, it really just feels like there's a machine. Like it's all fake. These people aren't real people. They're not saying real things. They're not having real thoughts. And there are world leaders who are of that, and there are news anchors who are of that, and that's freaky.
It is a machine, and people are being fed a narrative. But the crazy part is, it's not fake. It's real. They're real people. They're just allowing themselves to be changed by their superiors.
It reminds me of the phrase party line. Like when I'm researching stories to write for the site, you'll see that AP News put out a story. AP News does that a lot. And then it gets picked up in 87 different places and there's no other original reporting into this. So you just have the party line repeated over and over again, the same statistics, the same quotes, the same perspective. But because it's multiple outlets, they're acting like, oh yes, we're all reporting this very important story that actually only one of us wrote. It's why the theory that there's like one guy putting out the same post for every country, like, doesn't seem that crazy to me because they just copy what the other people are doing.
Dead internet theory. You guys know about that? You know about that, Nick? Dead internet theory? The idea is that sometime around 2016, the internet basically became fake. Like almost all of the posts are made by AI and bots to manipulate public opinion, and the average person doesn't really engage anymore. And I don't know if I would believe that, but I would believe that mass censorship was enacted on such a scale that the average person has no voice and only a small percentage of approved people are actually posting. And that's pretty much reality.
Yeah. Well, I'm so shadow banned. I mean, my posts don't get very much penetration ever on Twitter.
Right. I think we see it a lot that when it comes to censorship, high profile people get censored periodically, but it's always the smaller accounts who get hit instantly without notice and without reason. It doesn't make sense. And I hear this from people when I go out and talk. I'll meet some regular guy and I'll be like, I had 100 followers and they banned me because I posted a news story. And who are you going to tell? What are you going to do about it?
Right.
So that kind of makes me feel like, if we go back to when Elon Musk was trying to buy Twitter, now he apparently doesn't want to buy it. When that weird shift happened and overnight people associated with like libertarian, conservative, or independent all saw a massive gain in subscribers and the left saw a massive drop off. Really does make you think the dead internet theory might be real and we're just arguing with bots 24/7.
Internet was what? DARPA tech? ARPA. It was military technology, basically. I think it was created as a weapon, basically, or as like it's gonna get created, so let's create it first. And it was like
the internet.
Yeah, and now it's being used. Like, I mean, I was watching Jimmy, Bright Insight. He does research on, I don't know what his last name is, but Jimmy is his first name. His YouTube channel is Bright Insight, talking about search results coming back, and like he would search like January 6th, and then he'd say 800 or 8 billion search results. Here you go, and every page he'd go to would be showing him the same results. It would be Wikipedia at the top, a certain January 6th page they want you to see. Then he'd go to like next page, Wikipedia at the top, the same article again on the next page, same thing. This is Google. And then he tried a different search engine. I think he used like DuckDuckGo, and he was getting the same problem. So I think it's becoming very clear that the military is using it. If it's not the military, I don't know who, but someone is using the internet right now as a tool.
Well, yeah,
greater than the masses that are also using it as a tool.
It could be emergent in that special interest in corporations, for one reason or another, are pushing in this direction. You can say it's political, you can say it's criminal, you can say it's capitalistic or whatever. But there's an incentive for Google and these companies to do what they do. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.